Welcome to LVT-SHOWBIZ, the place to get the fastest, highest quality, most interesting updates and new perspectives on Chinese entertainment. Thanks for watching LVT-SHOWBIZ. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to stay tuned for more exciting stories from the world of Chinese celebrities. Leave your thoughts in the comments, we'd love to hear from you.
She was not live streaming. She was not surrounded by fans. She was simply trying to get home. That was the detail that made what happened next so unsettling. Late that evening, in one of Beijing's most carefully guarded residential areas, Tan Songyun was seen stepping out of her car with tears in her eyes. Not the kind of tears that appear for cameras. The kind that come when someone realizes they are no longer safe. According to people who were there, it started quietly. Too quietly. Her car entered the compound as usual, passing through layers of security designed to protect high-profile residents. But another vehicle followed closely behind. No distance, no hesitation. Close enough to feel intentional, close enough to be noticed. At first, it could have been coincidence. Beijing traffic often plays tricks like that. But the feeling changed as both cars descended into the underground garage. The space narrowed. The lights dimmed. The sense of privacy disappeared. And the second car did not turn away. Witnesses later said the woman inside stepped out wearing dark clothing and a face covering. She did not approach loudly. She did not cause a scene. She simply moved forward, steadily, in a way that made several people nearby pause and watch. In places like that, people are used to seeing famous faces. They are also used to keeping their distance. This was different. What happened next is described in fragments. Some recall tense words spoken under breath. Others remember only silence, thick enough to feel heavy. What everyone agrees on is this. Tan Songyun's composure broke. She tried to move away, to reach the lift, to put space between herself and the woman. Her hands shook, her eyes filled, and she began to cry. Moments like that rarely make headlines. They usually disappear into private reports and closed doors. But this one did not end there. Because before security could fully intervene, another car entered the garage. It stopped abruptly, positioning itself between Tan Songyun and the woman. Not carelessly, not aggressively, deliberately. The door opened, and Shukai stepped out. There was no shouting, no dramatic exchange, no raised voices echoing off concrete walls. Instead, he moved straight to Tan Songyun's side, placing himself slightly in front of her, his body forming a quiet barrier. It was the kind of instinctive positioning people adopt without thinking, the way someone shields another before danger can fully register. Then he put his arms around her. Footage captured by bystanders shows Tan Songyun leaning into him almost immediately. Not stiffly, not cautiously, but as if her body already knew where safety was. Her face turned into his shoulder, her posture softening, the tension visibly easing. That single moment ignited the internet, because people noticed how fast he arrived, how precisely he knew where to stop, how familiar he seemed with the surroundings, how natural the embrace looked, not staged, not hesitant, and questions began spreading faster than the clips themselves. How did he know something was wrong? Why was he there so quickly? Why him? Neither of them has offered a public explanation, and that silence has allowed every small detail to expand. Online, people began analysing body language, timing, and proximity. Experts pointed out that, in moments of genuine distress, people reach for those they trust most, often without conscious choice. Fans replayed the footage frame by frame, noting how Tan Songyun's shoulders relaxed only after he arrived, how Shukai never turned his back on the woman, even while comforting her. At the same time, attention shifted back to the woman who followed her. How did she pass security Why was she so close? What did she want? Some believe she was an overly fixated admirer who crossed a line. Others think the incident exposed uncomfortable weaknesses in systems meant to protect public figures. There are also quieter conversations happening now about pressure, privacy, and the invisible risks that come with constant visibility. What is clear is that this was not a performance. There was no script, no camera crew, just a private moment that became public because someone else chose not to stop. In the days since, fans have expressed concern not just for Tan Songyun's safety, but for what this incident represents. Seeing someone known for warmth and optimism reduced to tears has reminded many that fame does not erase fear. If anything, it can magnify it. Shukai's actions have also sparked reflection. Some see them as the instinct of a close friend. Others read something deeper in his response. But beyond labels, one thing stands out. When the situation became uncertain, he did not hesitate. And perhaps that is why this story continues to resonate. Not because of rumours, not because of speculation, but because, for a brief moment, the distance between celebrity and ordinary life disappeared. What remained was something simple and recognisable. Someone being frightened and someone else stepping in to protect them. As of now, there have been no official statements, no clarifications, no attempts to redefine what people saw. And maybe that is why the story feels unfinished, because some moments are not meant to be explained immediately. They are meant to be felt. If you've stayed with us through this entire story, thank you for listening so closely. At LVT-SHOWBIZ, we believe the most powerful stories in entertainment are not always the loudest ones, but the quiet moments that reveal character, connection, and humanity. If you value thoughtful storytelling, careful observation, and respectful discussion of real events, we invite you to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss future updates. Your support allows us to continue sharing stories that go beyond headlines and explore what truly moves people. Thank you for being part of the LVT Showbiz community, and we look forward to seeing you again in our next video.